Hi there again, guys. So today we've got a slightly different video. I'll just be going through my Hidden Fates collection through my binder here, and we're just going to be talking about some of the highlights from the set, some of the values, and what the current market value is for some of these cards as opposed to what they were when the set came out. I am going to be using a handheld camera today, just for the fact that it's quite difficult for me to actually get a good view of this, and I've never really filmed sort of binder type videos before. Hoping to do quite a lot of those in the future, so you guys can have a look at some of my collections of cards, but we're just going to be going through this and just going through some highlights, as I said before. So let's get going. So basically this is the Hidden Fates first page. They're all in numerical order. I am a collector. I don't play the game apart from online occasionally. I'm not very good. But here we're trying to go for a master set, which involves getting every single card, but also the reverse holo of that card. So here on this page you can see we've got number 1 and number 2, Caterpie and Metapod. I usually slot the reverse holos in front of the non-holographics in binders. I don't see too much point sleeving those up at this stage, but I probably will do for some of the older sets I've got, as some of the reverse holos can actually be just as valuable as the normal ones. So but on this page we've got two GXs, so Pinsir GX and Charizard GX. Pinsir GX and Charizard GX, I've pulled quite a few of these, to be honest. Pinsir GX I think has a value of about £2 or £3. I think when the set first came out he was getting a good 5 or 6 maybe, and Charizard was probably getting, I think I remember him getting about £15 to £18 in terms of value, but now you can probably pick up one of those for 5 or 6, which is a shame really, as it's a Charizard GX card, but it'll only go back up in value once the amount of packs of Hidden Fates stop being opened and released. Similar story on this page really in terms of cards. Obviously nothing too special here. There is the first holographic for the set, which is a Vaporeon. I found this one probably one of the harder holographics to pull. I did have pulled about 2 or 3, but for this one, as it's an evolution, you will probably get a good £2 to £3 for that one now. Maybe not 3, but certainly around 2. And these Gyarados GX and Starmie GX cards, again, you're looking at around a similar sort of level for those as the Pinsir GX, probably between £2 and £3. You might get 4 for it if you're lucky. But again, we've got some reverse holos. So the reverse holo rares are probably the things that are hard to get in this set, particularly the reverse holos of these holographic rares, just because you don't get them that too much in pull rates, as the reverse holographic space is obviously can be occupied more often than not with a shiny belt card as well, just to make getting the master set for this just even that little bit harder. So I think we've only got one GX on this page. So we have a Raichu GX, again probably a similar sort of value to the other normal sort of GX cards. You're probably looking at between £2 and £4. This may be one of the more expensive reverse holos, I think. Not too much. When I say expensive, I'm talking, you know, between £1 and £1.50. You may pay in excess of £2 to £3 for some of the rare reverse holos, just because they're quite hard to get. Particularly the reverse holo for something like this Zapdos here. Just because for some reason they're just a little bit harder to get hold of. But anyway, let's move on. So we've got a Mewtwo GX on this page and an Onix GX. Onix GX I think is probably one of, if not the cheapest GX card in this set. You're probably looking at £2, maybe even less now. Mewtwo GX probably similar sort of level as Charizard. You can probably get between £5 and £6 for that. The reverse holo Mew card is probably a good one to get as well. You're looking at about £3 for that, I think, last time I checked. But we've got quite a few. So the actual one card for this set that I actually haven't pulled is the Wigglytuff GX that goes just here. It's not an expensive card. You can probably buy one on eBay now for between £2 and £3. I refuse to do that because I'm going to probably be buying some more Hidden Fates products soon. On the 4th of October, the Pokeball collection boxes come out with Zoroark GX and Metagross GX shiny variants. So hopefully we pull one in there. And obviously some shiny Vault cards at the end. This is probably my favourite GX card from the set, which is obviously the Moltres Zapdos and Articuno card. Really nice card, beautiful artwork on there. You can probably pick up that now for between £7, £8 or £9. Sorry. It's not a particularly expensive GX card, but it's nice, and I think it's probably worth that. I mean, when the set was released, you were looking between £15 and £20 for that card. So you can see how much the price has dropped on some of these particularly in value. So this page, now the Eevee on the top right hand side is a fan favourite. There's beautiful artwork there, but to be honest with you, the actual value of that card will go down just because of the amount of people that actually now own that card and have pulled that card. Bill's Analysis is probably the most expensive card on this page. That particular reverse holo there is selling between £5 and £6. I think it's because it's quite a popular card in the TGC game. I don't play myself personally, but I do dabble in it online occasionally, and I'm terrible at it. But that particular card there, I'm assuming is quite well used in the game, and is why it's so expensive, for it just being a normal trainer card really. The normal version of this probably sells for about half, so it's about £3, maybe £2 now. Has been a while since I've checked. Brock's Training, just up the top there, is another holo from the set that's very easy to pull. Erica's Hospitality is probably on the same level, if not a little bit less so than Bill's Analysis. I think that's used in the game quite frequently, and the reverse holo is obviously worth just that little bit more than the normal. So we've got Jesse and James there as well, holographic, very easy to pull, along also with Misty's Water Command, unfortunately. Misty's Determination has proved a particular fan favourite. I think it's purely because of the pose she's pulling, to be honest with you, but there we go, that's Pokemon fans for you. So here we've got quite an exciting page, so we're just going to go through this in a little bit more detail. So ignoring the Pokemon Center Lady and Sabrina suggestion, we go straight to the Hyper Rare, which is number 66, I think, out of 68 in the set. We will have a quick look at it. It's not a particularly rare card. You can easily pull these, to be honest with you. It's not a particularly rare card, but it is a beautiful card, and it does still contain a value of about £10. When the set first came out, I think people were asking and getting between £20 and £30 for that card, if you can believe it. What you won't believe even more is the fact that Giovanni's Exile, I think, was pre-ordering before the set was even released, I think, for between £20 and £30 as well. Equally, Jesse and James was going for between £20 and £30. You can now get Giovanni's Exile, I think, for £5, and I think you can get Jesse and James for about £5, £6 or £7. This Rainbow Rare was selling for £30 at one point. You can now get this for about £12 to £15. It's still quite an expensive card in general for the first part of this set. But to be honest with you, I can see that going down in value just a little bit. It may go back up again once Hidden Fates products stop being released. We've got the two promos. Both of these promos are from the first products of Hidden Fates to be released. These are the Pin Box promos. And this is from the Elite Trainer box. I've bought about 4 of these now, which is a considerable investment. So I've got 4 of these now. One I'm giving away, one I've obviously got in here. One is sleeved up, and I think one I'm going to be reselling on, just to see if I can recoup some money from some of the Elite Trainer boxes I've bought. But that is a beautiful, really, really nice card there. Probably my favourite promo, I think, in a long, long time. Stained glass windows, really, really pretty. And I think that will definitely be a fan favourite for a very, very long time. If you want that card now, the last time I checked, do forgive me if some of these prices are off, I don't check all the time, but that particular promo there was going for about £10. This is the Reverse Holo Energy page. I am missing one, and I still can't pull it. I've pulled loads of fire. I've pulled a couple of these, one of those, 2 of these, but I have not pulled the Fighting Energy Reverse Holo, which is incredibly annoying. But for the bit that everyone probably wants to look at is my Shiny Vault collection. I warn you, it is not extensive, but there are quite a few in there. So here we've got the Rowlet, the Dartrix, Wimpod, I think that's it. Oh no, and the Charmeleon for this first page. So Charmeleon, I think, is still selling for a fair amount of money. I think you can probably get yourself one of these for about £8, £9 to £10. These in general seem to be going. These are the generic shiny variant Pokemon. So if I ever say anything from now on is as a generic shiny, it means the value of this is probably between £3 to £5. Because that is generally the going rate for some of these cards. So these three here, you're looking at between £3 and £5. The Charmeleon about 10 on this page. So Quagsire, I think he was going for 6, 7 or 8. I don't know why. Froakie is a generic one. I think Frogadier is a pretty generic one as well. Voltorb, I think you can probably get the top end of the generic for that, £5. Shuppet, again, you're looking at about £3 to £5. Poipole, yet again, one of the generic ones. Rockruff, I think, is 5. Buzzwole, I think, is a good 5. Zorua, one of the more expensive ones. That's probably a £6 or £7 or £8 card. Guzzlord, unfortunately, even though he's an Ultra Beast and it does look cool, it is still about a £4 to £5 card. Altaria, I think you can get a little bit more for Altaria, but I'm skipping ahead there, so no, ignore that. Magnezone, I think you're looking at about £5 to £6 on that one. Celesteela, I think it's another generic one, to be honest. And Ralts, you might be able to get 4 or 5 purely because Ralts is a fan favourite. Altaria, here we go, now we're on the right side. Altaria, you can probably get a 6 or 7 for. Gible, he's one of the generic ones, 3 to 5. Gabite, you might get the top end of that as he's an evolution. Eevee, now this particular one, I pulled 2 of these. This particular shiny variant was selling for £30 purely because it's Eevee. At the moment, it's selling between 12 and 15. Still quite a high value card for what is essentially just as rare as any of these, but because it's Eevee, it's going for that little bit more. So this is probably the most expensive normal non-GX full art shiny card in the set. So just keep your eyes out for those. Put them aside, keep them away for a rainy day. In a few years' time, I'm thinking that cards like these, well, this entire set actually will be worth a fair amount of money. Type Null, don't see many shiny Type Nulls. Don't think they're that expensive though. I think you're probably looking at £4.99, £5, £6 for that one. And now we get into the full art, which, I mean, that is what really everyone wants to be pulling. So these, and as a general rule, you will be lucky to get any of these full arts for less than £9 to £10. That's the going rate, and as with the beginning part of the Shiny Vault set, it does vary depending on what the Pokemon is. So Decidueye, not one of the best ones. You can probably get him for about £9. Reshiram, slightly different story. You're looking at between £10 and £15, really, I think, for that one. That initially was going for, God, I mean, I think it was 30 plus, might have even been 40 plus pounds, purely because it's a legendary Pokemon. I was lucky enough to open that in one of the first set packs that I opened. But yeah, you're looking. These are expensive cards, and I think they will be for a fairly long time. So this Greninja, purely because it was in Detective Pikachu, I think. This has become quite a fan favourite. This was selling for between, I don't know, I'm spitballing here. I'm not really sure, but it's certainly a £10 card in my book. Probably 10 to 12, actually thinking about it. But this again was selling for between 15, 18, £20 when the set first came out. It's the only holo on that page. And then you've got another legendary Pokemon, and again another favourite is Lucario. You're probably looking at between 10 and £15 for Lucario. Lycanroc GX, it's probably one of the lesser ones. You're looking at between 9 to 12. Guzzlord, you're probably looking at 10 to 12. Scizor, maybe a little bit more. It's probably one of the more uncommon ones. You may get this for about 12. You may have to pay a little bit more than that. This was going for 30. In fact, all of these really, when the sets first came out, were going for 20 to £30 each. So, you know, it's an expensive set, and I don't know whether it's going to go down or retain its value, so it's a bit of a 50-50 as to whether or not you hoard these now, or you wait and take the risk that there'll be less. Katana GX, again, it's another 10 to £15 card. I'm not entirely sure on all these values anymore. And obviously some of you, the sharper-eyed ones among you, will have seen these gold cards, but we have also got one down here, Shrine of Punishment. This is between a £20 and £25 card currently. I'm not sure. It's a very bizarre name and card to have in a children's set. Shrine of Punishment seems a bit extreme, but there we go. So that it is in there, and it is a cool looking card, I have to say. But yeah, and maybe not the Shrine of Punishment. Maybe a little bit too S&M. But anyway, that's it's one of the most expensive cards in the set, purely because it's the gold cards. And then we've got the Tapu cards up here. So these in particular, I think are selling for between £35–45 each. They were selling for as much as, I think, 70 at one point before the sets were released. I've pulled 2 of these. I sold one for 45 to a man in Belgium, and this one I pulled probably not 2 weeks ago, maybe less than that, I don't know, not sure. But in my previous video, I think the second video I posted, you see me pull this card from a tin. So this is a very nice card. They're both very nice, and I would like at some point to get the complete set. And then these are obviously very familiar to everyone who's bought the tins. These are the 3 promos for Hidden Fates. Now this does go on to another set. I'm not too sure which one it is. I think it's Dragon Majesty, but we will have to go back, I'm afraid. We will look at other card sets in the future, but as for now, this is just Hidden Fates. So I think I'm just gonna, just so I can have a little discussion with you guys. We're just gonna have a quick flick through again, just a quick one. I don't think we're gonna go through Shiny Vault again, but I'm just gonna leave it on a page that I think is visually interesting while we have a little talk about what my advice to you guys is for this particular set. So I would say that this set is probably one of the most exciting, highly anticipated sets that the Pokemon Company has ever released. I've been collecting since base set. I did take a long time out of collecting, but for me, this is one of the sets that really brings home and gives me nostalgia of opening packs with really high pull rates, and obviously pulling fantastic cards, you know, like full art cards like this, rainbow rares, hyper rares, shiny variants. It's all very exciting. So I think it will be a long time for the hype of this set to die down, if it ever does. And I think in terms of collectors and in terms of value of these cards, I think the problem is that everyone will think just like me, and they will have ideas that if they keep these cards, they'll be worth a lot of money in the future, and they may well be. But with the volume of people perhaps thinking like-mindedly, you may find that there is a very large surplus of these cards that are going to be put aside. A lot of blister packs, a lot of elite trainer boxes, a lot of loose packs, and people will obviously come to release those whenever they decide to. But I think there will be a lot of people hoarding this modern product as it's more readily available, and I just think it's certainly a good idea. I think this will still be, regardless of what I'm saying, I still think this Shiny Vault set will be highly desirable. As I'm aware, it's the only set where they've done something like this, and I mean it's 94 cards long. You know, even if the cards are worth £1 each, it's £94. If they're worth 2, that's double. That's nearly £190. You know, and they're worth more than that. And obviously you've got in there where there should be the Charizard GX that I pulled, which is my logo for YouTube, but I sold it because it was worth £325 at the time, so I just thought, hey, I might as well sell it. And that's just one card, you know. So you've got Mewtwo, you've got all the Evolutions, Shinies to go up in there, and they're expensive cards. Along with Charmander and this fella here, you're looking at a lot of money trying to get, even now, trying to fill up the set for this and just getting a full complete set. So my advice is get these cards while you can. Don't pay too much for them. Enjoy opening the packs, and I will be putting away some packs myself, purely for my own collection and potentially to sell at some point one day, just because of the high pull rates. And I think the idea that people even in 10 years time will think, oh, maybe I can pull the stupidly rare shiny Charizard from one of these packs, you know. It's the same principle whenever we want to buy old packs from base set. Obviously everyone wants to pull the Charizard, you know, and I think that feeling will stick around for as long as Pokemon is around. And I really do think that this set has a lot of potential to be a really good collector's set, a really good investment for people, and hopefully when the time comes when people want to buy these cards again, or they're, you know, in 10 years time where these cards reappear, you can think to yourself, I'm so glad I got this set, because obviously they will never release it again. You know, it's one of those sets where it's like Dragon Majesty and the Shining, is it Shining Legends set? It's like a half set, but it's like a special set for the year. And I just think in a few years' time, this will be the set that people want. This is the next, I don't know, the next Neo Destiny, the next Sky Ridge. Not that the first 68 cards are anything particularly special. Maybe on this particular page you might get a bit of value there, but the true value lies obviously with the energies. No, obviously with the Shiny Vault set, and particularly Eevee, as we pointed out. There she is, and obviously these really stunning, really beautiful shiny variant full art cards, and obviously the gold cards at the back here, the Tapu cards, which there are 4, and I think there is a few of these as well. So my advice is just try and collect as much as you can, but don't pay too much for it. Don't pay the silly amount of money that people are charging for packs. But obviously you must remember that once the packs are gone for this set, and after they stop releasing them when the new set comes out on the 1st of November, you must remember that there will not be any more. So don't pay too much now, but also don't skimp out and think to yourself, I wish I'd bought this, which is why there is a billion tins under there, and 3 Elite Trail boxes. 4 somewhere, yes. So try your best to get them all, and good luck to you. But thanks for watching, guys. I will try and make some of these videos a bit smaller, shorter. It's just hard when we're talking about Pokemon. I can't help myself. But hopefully you guys feel the same, and hopefully we can get some shorter videos where I just flick through some old vintage sets and just tell me what you guys think. But thanks for listening, guys. Cheers. See you in the next one.